So today I'm joined by Carrie Lancaster, who has been a senior trainer for Keller Williams and Remax, and also is the owner of Better Life Group, which is a real estate licensing and training company. I'm also joined by John Crane, and John is an online learning consultant at Digital Chalk, and he leads our real estate educators practice. You may actually know John from his attendance at numerous RIA and Arello events across the US. So Carrie and John, it's great to have you with us today. We've got a lot to cover. So let's go ahead and jump right into the session. All right, so first off, we want to start off by sharing the purpose of this event. Transitioning to online learning is not just a trend. It's a pivotal move for growing your real estate school, improving student engagement, and streamlining operations. So whether you're interested in going all online or implementing a hybrid content delivery process, we keep hearing from real estate educators that the demand for flexibility and accessibility in pre-license and post-license education has never been greater. Students want to balance their careers, their personal lives, and education more efficiently, and online learning gives them that opportunity. So for real estate educators, implementing online learning really can be a game changer. So this is our objective today, to provide you with some ideas, tactics, and structure to help you be successful in your online learning journey. All right. So based on the numerous conversations that we have with real estate educators, we find that they have a lot of questions around these core categories of moving into online training. So today we're going to discuss, we kind of group them together, and we're going to discuss how to get started and implement best practices around these three big categories on your learning journey. And you can actually even think of them as stops on your learning journey. So first off, John and I are going to discuss how developing a step-by-step plan to seamlessly transition your learning program to an online format can be really easy and beneficial. Then we'll chat about the tools and features that are resonating with real estate ed professionals, and also how to select a learning management system that boosts efficiency and provides the necessary flexibility to be the right tool for you today and also as you are looking toward the future. And then John and Carrie are going to share the key categories to consider as you're looking at implementing an LMS. And this is where Carrie's going to share her journey in using an LMS at Keller Williams, so one that was given to her to use, and then also as she made choices for her own business moving forward. So we'll go ahead and dive into our first topic, mapping your path.
All right, so mapping your path is really not that challenging, everybody. I mean, most of you are already, have an online on-site physical school, and the gap of jumping over and offering what you're doing in your physical school in an online environment is really not that complicated. And I'll go ahead and hand it back to you, Ann, and let you lead us through.
All right, great. Yeah, that's why we've got, just a few stops here for you to be thinking about these categories on your path. So the first stop on the path is always a great place to start with any strategy, and that's really knowing and identifying the goal audience. So the people that you want to reach out to. So when you think about this, we encourage you to determine the specific individuals or groups you want to reach with your content, and consider factors like demographics, interests, pain points, and also where they're at in working with your organization. After you identify your goal audience, you'll also want to think about how you can go about creating an exceptional learner experience and how you want to define that for your own organization. Maybe for your real estate school, an exceptional experience is defined by delivering an engaging and interactive experience. Or maybe it's more of a focus on something that is less structured and more personalized. Regardless, you're going to want to ensure that your entire path is mapped out with your company goal and your goal audience in mind.
Yeah, when it comes to getting a goal, I always ask the real estate schools when I first start engaging with them about what they're planning to do. Are you looking to offer pre-licensed courses? Are you looking to offer post-licensed continuing education courses? And you can use any LMS for a lot more than that, but that's generally the core, right? You want to offer your pre-licensed courses online and your continuing education courses online. And where do you want to start? Now, many states have allowed, post-COVID have allowed pre-licensed courses to be taken online, completely asynchronous, which is a great way to start in an online environment for your real estate school, because once you get that pre-licensed course set up in Digital Chalk or any learning management platform, now it's going to be available 24/7, 365, and that, anyone can go in there and sign up for it, pay for it, and start taking it. And most learning management platforms, and certainly ours, will have things like automated reminders. You can set limits on it. So some states do require that once you sign up for a course, it needs to be completed within a specific period of time, like 180 days. All of that functionality is built into our platform from an automated standpoint. So first goal is, what are you looking to offer? Pre-license, post-license, or a combination of both? The second part is about content. So this is one of the challenges that many folks are like, okay, I've been teaching this 40-hour or 75-hour or 90-hour real estate class in my physical school now for 20 years. How do I turn it into digital format? That seems to be like a leap for them. There's two ways to do that. Obviously, most everybody can utilize a Zoom account now. So you can record yourself either using Zoom or PowerPoint and record your individual chapters out, the video portion of that, write out yourself, and then save that to your hard drive and upload that into your LMS as you're billing out your course. You can also purchase content. There are content providers where you can purchase, for example, a pre-licensed course for the state of Florida that's already approved, that all you have to do is set it up in the LMS, and then you can edit it to customize it to your specifications, personalize it to your school, and be able to deliver it that way. That will save you a little bit of time as far as taking your existing content and basically creating digital files of it, because you would already get them in the digital format. So that is one option. And to start small to get big is what I always recommend, is just start out with one or two courses that you want to offer. Typically, CE courses are very easy to set up because they're 1 hour, 3 hour required type courses that they're easy to set up, versus a 40-hour pre-licensed course is a little bit more work to get that set up. Either way, once you get them set up, the beautiful thing about it all is that you can direct people to your website. They can select what they want to register for, click a button, come into Digital Chalk, register, pay, and start taking that course. Now, we do support integration. So if you're a large real estate school and maybe you have a human resources system or some other type of technology in place, our platform, Digital Chalk, and most learning management platforms do offer integrations, so they can just sign in one time into that platform and then navigate back into the learning management system to start taking course, so they don't have to re-sign in another time. Now, we also can support integrations with Arillo or state real estate commissions. So if you have to do, monthly reporting, quarterly reporting to a state real estate commission too, there is a possibility where we could work with you to set up an integration so that data just transfers automatically into their system. A couple caveats there, a couple bewares there. I often recommend that you just take that monthly report or quarterly report, whatever format you need to report on, and just have it sent to you from the learning management platform, verify its content, verify its accuracy, and then submit that on, or some state real estate commissions will allow you to upload or import that file directly into their system. So I think that's everything I wanted to comment here on this slide, Ann.
Yeah, that's
Same thing.
great. Thanks so much, John. All right, we're going to keep moving along. We've got a lot of information to cover. So up next is really talking about leveraging the right tools. And so because creating an online learning offering can seem overwhelming, we wanted to provide you with a really comprehensive list of things to consider. But of all these categories, we've found in working with educators that all the categories are not created equal. So we're going to do a deep dive into a few of them, and John's going to share some experiences that he's had.
Yeah.
So more specifically, we're going to talk about three things that are you can maybe see that they're bolded or highlighted on the screen. We're going to talk about content creation, so really understanding how you can create and upload training content efficiently. We are also going to talk about regulatory compliance, which I'm sure is very top of mind for everyone, and then ongoing support. So I'll send it over to John to give some comments.
Yeah, well, I talked a little bit about content creation already. So there's a couple ways that you can create your content to offer through a learning management platform to deliver to your students or to your real estate agents or future real estate agents. So a learning management platform is a content delivery platform. So it is a platform that bundles registration, payment processing, tracking, reporting, and everything all into one system. Okay. Now, with just about any real estate course, you don't have to be an expert on how to create a course or set up a course inside a learning management platform. Okay. But there are tools out there that you can use. So the basic one is basically, most every chapter in an asynchronous pre-license course is going to start with a video presentation of some length, followed by maybe an assignment, then a knowledge check, and then it will unlock the next chapter, and so on, move on all the way through to them earning a certificate of completion once they've passed the final exam. And that certificate completion is what they will take to PSI or any of those testing centers that you might have in your state where they actually need to sit and take the state examination, the state and the federal component. Now, content creation can be as simple as recording those videos with a Zoom tool or using PowerPoint and creating your slides in PowerPoint and then doing a voiceover or a video over on that if you want. Anything in our platform can be audio and slides, audio, video and slides, or audio and slides. So it's very simple. We also do offer a tool called Domino, and there are other content creation tools out there that work with SCORM files where you can actually go in and create your entire course in that content creation. Not the right word I'm looking for, but content creation tool, basically like Articulate Rise or Adobe or Domino. And then you download that and load that into your learning management system for delivery. So you build it all out. It gives you a lot of extra cool tools like animations and slide builds and a lot of things like that in a SCORM file that you can work with. So content creation typically is like the one thing that people get frozen in the headlights because they're not sure of how to take what they're doing in a physical school and transferring it to an online environment. So I can certainly help you with all the different ways that are available to do that, to help you get over that hump to get online. Keep in mind, once you make that gap, once you step over the trench and getting it online, it's available 24/7, 365. You don't have to worry about it anymore. And if you need to go in and update something, we do have a media library where you can make an update to a course inside Digital Chalk, which doesn't require you to have to rebuild the whole course out. You can just update one element within a course. Let's say regulations change and you need to put an updated disclaimer or something like that. You can certainly do that. The second key component is regulatory compliance. So every real estate school, you're either in a state that follows ARELO regulations or you are in a state that the state real estate board or some other state organization manages and sets the requirements for synchronous and asynchronous learning. So our platform and most LMS platforms, but certainly our platform meets ARELO requirements. So if you're in an ARELO state and you need to make sure that student cannot fast forward a video, you need knowledge checks, attention checks, you need random question banks for testing purposes. we offer all of that functionality, and we can show you how to set that up to meet the Arello requirements that you might be dealing with. And if you have any other, we're very familiar with a lot of states, but we don't pretend to know the laws of every state when it comes to real estate, but we can find out. But regulatory compliance is key. I also want to point out too is that certainly by the nature of this webinar, you can tell that we work a lot with real estate schools. That is really my background. Been a real estate agent, and now I work with real estate schools to help them offer and deliver online courses. There are not too many learning management platforms out there that really specialize in that area. And several years ago, we actually worked with Arello to build out our platform to meet their requirements so that anyone that's in an Arello state can utilize digital chalk. And we automatically understand what those requirements are, and we have that functionality built into our system, and we can show you what you need to comply with. Now, and we do have a point of contact at Arello that if you have any questions about their requirements or their certified distance learning program, I can put you in touch with the right person there. So the third thing is ongoing support, and this is really where we shine as a company. So there's a lot of companies out there that have really attractive pricing and fantastic websites, but when you drill down, you can't find an address. There's no address on their website. There's no phone number to call. There's just an email address, things of that nature. Typically, those are the companies that are not real focused on support. So we can work with you from the very beginning phases to help you make the transition to online, as far as helping you with what you're going to need to do as far as content creation, ensuring that you're going to meet regulatory compliance. We're going to train your admins. We're all going to provide show you how to brand your digital chalk site, how to add your course content. If you need additional services like instructional design services, video editing, or maybe you want to purchase course content, we have vendor partners in place that we regularly work with that we can refer you onto as well that can help you with those things as well. So we really are more than just a learning management system. We are kind of a full service shop when it comes to real estate schools. Ongoing support is critical. So we work with you from the very beginning all the way to successful launch, whether that takes 3 weeks or it takes 3 months. We will work with you. You'll have a dedicated onboarding person in our company that will work with you, that will stay with you throughout the entire process. And then once you get fully launched in the platform, we will continue to provide ongoing support. So the 3 things that are core to get started with is identifying what target audience you want to go after, putting together that specific content, ensuring that it's going to meet regulatory compliance, and making sure you're working with a company that's going to understand what you're trying to do and that's going to support you along the way. Yeah.
All right. Thanks so much, John. That was awesome. Okay, so we're gonna move on to the next part of our presentation. And I really want to tell you a little bit more about Carrie and her expertise. So, because now it's time to learn from your peer. Carrie's a seasoned real estate broker and instructor based out of Greenwood, Indiana, and has over 2 decades of experience in the industry. In fact, we had to reschedule this webinar because she had a couple closings last week. So that was pretty cool. So she's passionate about motivating and helping others achieve their goals, whether through real estate coaching or leadership initiatives. And as a reflection of that, she holds some significant certifications and has worked with top real estate firms like Keller Williams and Remax. Also contributes to her community-driven projects and has earned numerous professional accolades for her achievements. So she's a certified distance education instructor with Arello and also holds certifications from Realtors Commitment to Excellence, At Home with Diversity, and just recently completed a Leadership Academy in 2023. So Carrie, thanks so much for joining us today. We're thrilled to have you, and we really want to just, learn from you and the experience that you had with a previous LMS, and then what you learned from that you applied to, selecting your own LMS.
Well, thank you so much for having me, and I'm happy to be here.
All right. Great. So, so I think John's gonna work with you, Carrie, to go through some of these questions and just talk a little bit more about your experience.
So good to see you again, Carrie.
Good seeing you.
So Carrie and I have worked together here, and Carrie and I think we met back in June of this year, and she was looking for a learning management platform to work with. So I am a member and supporter of the Real Estate Educators Association, and so is Carrie. And if you own a real estate school, I encourage you also to be a member of the Real Estate Educators Association. But I think I want to let you say, I think you went to one of their Facebook site, right? And asked
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
recommendations. Okay. And
Yeah.
they came back, and someone on that site recommended Digital Chalk, which is our platform and also the name of our company. So I'm going to walk through and just ask Carrie some questions and let her respond on, what was her goal, what was her key requirements in looking for an LMS and things of that nature. So Carrie, I'm going to just throw this out to you. What was your goal when you were already working with an LMS, and for some reason you didn't really want to use that one for your own school, right? So what was your goal when you started your journey of looking for an LMS for a Better Life Group?
Well, my goal was to find a learning management system that could actually handle and provide the online training for not only my company, but also for the current one that I was also doing, the Keller Williams School that I was doing. I needed a better LMS system.
Okay. Awesome. Good. And what was on your requirements checklist? So when you started looking for an LMS before you even made contact with me or anybody else, what was on your requirements list? Do you remember what was coming to your mind?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. So, the cost, the affordability, that was huge. I was
Mhm.
working with a budget and I needed to stay within a budget. I needed something that was modern, that was user friendly, that was mobile friendly. And I also needed something that could provide all of the reports that I needed for our state. Yeah.
Right.
I wanted
Yeah.
everything in one place.
Perfect. Yes, absolutely. And so what did you want in your own LMS? So can you think about what it was that you were looking for? And you talked about that, but what did you want in having your own LMS versus using, Keller Williams LMS, for example?
I needed reliable customer support. That was something that was really, really important to me because working with an LMS system is unfamiliar.
Right.
And I knew that I would have questions and I knew that I would need some guidance with that. So I was really looking for good customer support and having a team.
Have you felt like you found that here at Digital Chalk?
100%. Yeah.
Awesome. That's
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. For anybody considering working with Digital Chalk, there are two websites you can visit. Or if you consider working with any learning management platform, you can go out to two websites to read customer reviews of those websites. One is called G2 Crowd, and the other is called Capterra. And you can just Google either one of those and go to those sites and type in whatever LMS that you're thinking about working with, and you can read reviews that people wrote about those platforms. And those sites will also recommend other similar platforms that are kind of in the same category there. So highly recommend you do that research if you decide you're considering an LMS. Go see what other people are saying about it. So what didn't you want, Carrie, in an LMS? What is one thing you knew was like, this wouldn't work? This type of
Yeah.
LMS would not work.
A complex, outdated system that was difficult to use. I knew I
Yeah.
couldn't deal with anymore. I couldn't deal with that. Yeah.
I hear that a lot. So a lot of people are just ease of use, both from the user and from the instructor. I mean, listen, when I was not that long ago, mind you, when I was a realtor, we faxed our contracts around. We couldn't even email them for some reason. It had to be a fax, right? And so with that being in mind, I didn't learn a whole lot about technology being a full-time realtor because I'm still using fax machines and paper copies back then. But the industry has now changed. So sometimes when you start getting into the LMS world and people are talking about, artificial intelligence and all these whiz-bang cool features, it can seem a little overwhelming at first for a lot of people. Even savvy, technology people can get a little overwhelmed at first. The most important thing that you need in LMS for real estate school is registration, ease of use for the user, tracking, meeting the requirements of your state, payment processing, online certificate delivery. Those are all the key things that pretty much come standard in most LMSs nowadays, and certainly Digital Chalk. So Where are you now, Carrie, in the implementation process? How's it been
So
for you?
it's been amazing. Um, you know, the team that I have that helps me with everything, they're unbelievable. They're patient. They work at my speed. Like we were talking about a minute ago, Ann said I had 2 closings last week, and unfortunately my schedule, it's not a very consistent schedule with doing real estate actively as well. So the the support that I have and the patience that they have with me, also being very ignorant to a lot of these things, they're super helpful. They walk
Yeah.
me through step by step when I need it. So that's been unbelievable. And also working with the people, different people and different resources and tools that you guys have given me to help me through the process, on everything. It's just been amazing.
Well, you may have answered this already, but so the last question I'd have for you is why ultimately did you decide choose digital chalk over other platforms that you looked at?
Yeah, yeah, just I mean the affordability, the customer service support team that I have is just amazing. They get back to me so quickly. Also the flexibility that the program offers because I want to add additional courses to my platform, to my
Right.
school. I want to use it for some nonprofit organizations that I work with as well for some educational things
Perfect.
that and it offers all of those things. So it's been wonderful.
Well, thank you so much. I'm really glad you decided to work with us and helping us educate other real estate schools that might be considering moving to an online environment. So thank you for that.
Well, thank you guys for everything that you do.
Yeah. And I think you're up.
All right, perfect. Yeah, great feedback and discussion. I'm sure everyone in the audience took a couple notes about things to do and things to stay away from, for sure. All
And,
right, so
and I just wanted to just remind everybody that there is a Q&A button, right, that can submit questions at any time.
there absolutely is. Yeah,
Yeah.
we're getting toward the end of kind of the more structured part of our
Okay.
conversation. So, as we're wrapping up, I just wanted to do a quick recap before we jump into audience questions and or questions that John hears from his network, real often. So, just wanted to reinforce, the importance of mapping your path, really developing that step-by-step plan to seamlessly transition your training program to an online format. We can help you with any step on that path, and we'd love to help you and share some resources and expertise with you. Leveraging the right tools, really considering the big picture of what you want to achieve with different LMS features, but really focusing in on some of those core components of content creation, regulatory compliance, and ongoing support so that you have the help that you need today and in the future. And then lastly, streamlining your LMS selection process, having a requirements checklist is a great place to start. And knowing what you don't want can sometimes really inform you and help you discover what you really do want for your online program. So with that, we are accepting questions. So please feel free to put those into the Q&A panel.
Okay. We got
And
some questions here.
yep, great.
All right. Looks like Seth's question is, does digital chalk support live, online, on-demand, and self-paced learning? Yes, absolutely, Seth. You can certainly do all of those. You can actually use digital chalk in combination of your physical school. So you can use the registration and payment processing component where people can register and pay through digital chalk to register to come to your physical school for, let's say you offer the 40-hour real estate class in your state from 9 to 5 Monday through Friday. They can register for that. Once they complete the course, they can redirect back into digital chalk and take the final exam and get their certificate. And of course, anything can be done live, instructor led, using Zoom, WebEx, GoToMeeting, GoToWebinar. You can do on-demand programs, and you can do just self-paced type courses where people are, viewing PowerPoint slides at their own pace, things of that nature. All right, let's see here. Donna asks, do you provide platform training and ongoing technical support for admins and users. Yes, we do. So we provide unlimited training for your administrators, and we also, any of your users, someone say they forgot their password or they're having a problem accessing digital chalk for any reason, we do provide end user support as well. And our support is from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. I know it sounds crazy, but a.m. to 4 a.m. rather. Our technical support is available all but 4 hours a day, 7 days a week. So, yep, that's a good question. All right. Stephen asked, are you familiar with the rules and regulations for offering online real estate classes? Yes, we are. Now, I don't profess to know the rules and regulations for every state, but if you're working in an Arello state, I certainly do know what their requirements are. But we work with a lot of non-Arello state schools, real estate schools, and we haven't found one yet where our reporting or tracking or course delivery doesn't meet their state requirements. So, all right. Next question comes from William. And do you offer instructional design services? So we do not offer instructional design services directly, but we do work with a vendor partner called KTD Plus, who is the lady that I work with there comes from a real estate background, and she's worked with many of our real estate customers, helping them build out their real estate course content directly in the digital chalk. They offer a wide variety of additional services, but instructional design services is one thing they do. And the beautiful thing about it is that they have a background in real estate. They actually came from Dearborn originally, so that worked out really well that they work with our real estate customers. So let's see. Next question here comes from Bob. Do you offer real estate course content? As I mentioned earlier in the presentation, we do not create content. We're in the content delivery business, right? But we can help you if you need to purchase content. We do work with an organization in Florida called Performance Programs, and they sell real estate course content. They're already prepackaged up in digital files. They can provide you with a course outline and everything that you need to build out the course directly inside digital chalk. You can customize it. So it's about 85% complete once you first set it up. It'll allow you to go in there and customize it. But yes, we don't sell content, but we do work with a vendor partner where you can purchase content. All right, let me see. We have another question coming in here. All right. This one comes from Betty. Can I offer pre-license and post-license agent training and external and buyer-seller training programs within the LMS? Yes, you can. So there's no limit. You can do pre-license, post-license. I have customers that I work with that also offer courses to buyers and sellers. Like I have one customer that set up their own course on how to get your property set up to be sold. She put a killer video presentation together on best practices as far as to get your house ready to be shown. Really good video, and that's just a free course where someone, the idea is that someone contacts them and says, hey, I'm thinking about listing my house, and maybe they're engaging with them like, oh great, I'd like for you to watch our video. That'll help you. It'll help you with ideas on how to get your property ready to be sold, some of the things that you need to do. And by the same token, some of our real estate schools utilize digital chalk to offer educational classes to buyers as well. So, what's the benefit? What to expect and what's the importance of a home inspection? How to get pre-qualified on a loan and why getting pre-qualified is important. Things of that nature. So digital chalk can be used for pre-license, post-license, and buyer and seller training programs. No problem at all there. Let's see. So we've got one last question is like, what is the annual cost? Well, we do have pricing programs where we offer a 1, 2, or 3 year subscription to digital chalk. We do offer payment programs. And if you want more about pricing, then please contact me direct and let me do some due diligence on learning what you're looking to do, what your timeline is, how many people you expect to take your classes in the next 12 months. And from there, I can put together some pricing for you, no problem at all. So let's see. Okay, so Scotty's question here is, while I am familiar with Digital Chalk's abundant compliance capabilities, I am interested in better understanding its abilities for marketing, sales automation, and content delivery funnels. Okay, perfect. We certainly do support marketing. So from a marketing standpoint, we inside Digital Chalk, we have 3 email providers that we're partnered with that you can that we integrate with, that you can purchase a subscription with, where you can drive emails directly through Digital Chalk to promote your courses to your audience. So we do offer that. I'm not sure what you're looking for from a sales automation standpoint, but when someone does purchase a course in Digital Chalk, let's say they purchase your pre-license course in Digital Chalk, Digital Chalk does have the ability to recommend other items that they might be interested to purchase. Maybe it's like a workbook or flashcards. I still see real estate schools that actually send out boxes of flashcards so people can, learn that way too. But we do have the ability where it can recommend other things that they can purchase. Trying to think of a good example here. Exam prep. So when they purchase their pre-license, they can also be, recommended to purchase a separate exam prep course. So hopefully that's what I'm answering your question in regards to sales automation. As far as content delivery funnels, so we do have the ability so that when someone registers for a pre-license course and they pass the pre-license course, then they can also be enrolled in future continuing education classes through Digital Chalk. Now, they don't have to take them through Digital Chalk, and there's no obligation, but they can be sent reminders from Digital Chalk that, hey, just to want to let you know that before the end of the year, you have a 3-hour ethics class you need to complete to keep your license active. If you would like to take that class, you can click here and it will take them in the Digital Chalk where they can register, pay, and start taking that course. And it does have built-in reminders, so that we'll keep sending them reminders periodically to remind them to complete the course by the deadline. Hopefully I answered your questions there, Scotty, but if not, you can always hit me up with a phone call and I'll do my best. All right, let me see.
Yeah, and I would actually add on to that as well. I know that our client success team just did an office hours session where they talked about exactly these things of, creating nurture programs, creating drip email campaigns to help the schools to, be able to more effectively market themselves and market the content to their students. So
Yeah.
our office hours occur, I think it's every single week. We have an hour-long
Tuesday.
session. And so that was a recent topic, really kind of around our integrations functionality and how we can integrate the LMS with any CRM or email service provider that you have available that you want to work with as well.
Right, exactly. All right, I think that was it. I don't see any more questions that have come in, so.
Okay, great. Well, Carrie, John, thank you so much for a great presentation. I think
You're
we had a
welcome.
really great session today. Also want to thank the audience, everyone who spent some time with us today. John's email is on the screen and he'd be happy to chat with you and, answer any other further questions that you have. And so with that, that concludes our webinar for today, and we really hope you have a great rest of your day.
Thank you so much.